are far worse things waiting man than death.
You will be scared shitless.
So did you both get a chance to watch the movie?
All right, so you chose this movie. Like, what does this movie mean to you?
Oh my
'Cause
God.
this was a first time watch for me completely.
I'm just going to
Really?
say, Sims has been talking about this movie since him and I talked about horror podcasting or any of that stuff. That's all. Just going to throw that out there.
Yeah, it's true. And I cannot
Copies
remember
of
the
this
first
movie
time I
because you-
saw it. It was probably on streaming, like on Amazon or something. But from the first time I saw it, it just shook me to my core because of my own personal baggage. I believed deeply in the boogeyman all throughout my childhood. And even into my young adult years, I was still having night terrors. Like I would wake up in the middle of the night, but not completely, and see these shadowy figures fucking with me. And
Were you paralyzed?
I was paralyzed. And
Yep.
not only was I paralyzed, I would try to scream and it would
Yeah.
just come out as like nothing, or I'd try to say help me and it would come out like me or me help. I just could not. And then even after I married Jenny, I continued to have night terrors, probably into my late 20s. And I would say, wake me up, wake me up. And she would wake me up.
Wow.
And it was always the same, just these shadowy figures trying to fuck with me. So that movie, the first time I saw it, I was like, oh my God, somebody has tapped into what to me personally is one of the scariest things imaginable, which is night terrors. And there are other like night terrors, loosely based night terrors type movies out there, but this is really the only one that scared me. And there was a Netflix special about night terrors, but it was nonfiction, and it
I
was
saw
pretty
it. It's
good.
documentary. It's
Yeah, I think it was called The
creepy as
Nightmare or
hell.
something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Yeah, and it was
Yeah,
creepy.
it's really good.
But besides the night terrors aspect of it, the lead female actress is a psych major in the film.
Yep.
And
Didn't I say that when we were watching it? I said, I know why Sims likes this movie.
yeah, because I went back to school in 2014 and got my psych degree. So, and that's what I do for a living now. I work with, at-risk families and autistic kids and, people who need help psychologically and socially. So, it just really spoke to me on several levels. And then there's the craft of the film as well, which I believe is completely underrated. I think it kind of got lumped in with other movies that were like it around the time period, like Darkness Falls, The Ring, The Boogeyman, it just kind of got swept under the radar. So
Yeah, it is. It definitely suffers from that early aughts
The curse of the early
itis. You know what I mean? Like a lot of those movies kind of came out around the same time. In fact, we made a comment. When we were watching they that we were like, that apartment looks really familiar. And
You thought this is brilliant.
And I said,
Brilliant.
I love you. And I said, oh my God, like that looks really familiar. And oh, that street looks familiar. And oh, that looks really familiar. And then it turns out it's shot in the exact same place as Valentine.
It's Valentine.
you got to be
Another
shitting
Canadian
me.
production.
They're both Vancouver.
Vancouver.
So,
Yep.
yeah.
And it
This
was
is
like-
why we needed her for the show, dude.
Absolutely, man. Well, that was she's a woman's touch, and that was a really sweet compliment you paid us when you messaged her initially, and you were like, "I need the professionals." I felt like a Ghostbuster or something when she said that. I was like, "Oh, that was nice. That was nice." There's a scene in the movie where she's in the bathroom and she opens a medicine cabinet and she reaches into what I jokingly said to earlier as early aughts black butthole, and pulls her hand back and it's slimy and stuff. And that's when I thought of that. I'm like, this movie fell into that carousel of early aughts, questionable CGI. Certain parts are just like, but it's like, it sucks because like the first 6 years of the aughts, man, it was like we had so many disposable horror movies, and I think this one just got lumped in with the fray,
Right.
like just with all of them, because we had The Ring, The Grudge, the fill in the blank, Scary Kids, but this chick did stand out because she's in Dead Silence, another film from the early aughts.
Yes,
And-
Laura Regan, a
Yes.
great,
And-
great actress.
Mary Shaw.
Where I knew her from was she's in a little known independent horror film that I absolutely adore called My Little Eye.
Yes.
And so, and I have it over there on my on the
Our show.
our
Oh, that's so
our
fucking
shelf.
cool.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we're that couple.
Oh, we are that couple. So yes, it's over there on our shelf. And because when I saw her, I went, I know that face, man. I swear to God, that's gotta be her. And then I look it up and I was like, I'm so right. I'm so happy.
So I had the fortune of being able to interview her for Morbidly Beautiful magazine, and she was extremely gracious and answered all my questions eloquently. And one of the things she brought up was the fact that she is not a horror fan at all. And she Alien is like the scariest she can deal with. Um, but she's been in several
Which
genre
is funny because dead
productions.
silence is terrifying, man.
Oh
That
yeah,
movie is
yeah.
really
I mean,
unnerving.
to
Yeah,
me,
yeah,
they is terrifying. So it's like,
yeah. Yeah.
Chica, you may not be into your own product, but you sure know how to serve it.
Yeah.
So,
She's like E.T.'s mom. Like she's really good in horror movies, but she doesn't like them. She doesn't
oh,
watch
Dee
them.
Wallace, yeah,
Yeah, D.
yeah,
Wallace Stone. Yeah, yeah. So it's very funny. It's very funny.
for
They're like
sure.
scaredy cats. You know what I mean? It's very funny.
So, how do we want to do this? Want to go through it like we used to, like kind of chronologically a little bit, like
Yeah, whatever you
to
want to
start
do.
at the beginning? Um,
Absolutely.
and the beginning is solid, in my opinion. It's the classic little kid in his bedroom, the thunder and lightning, the darkness, and he's dealing with the shadows. And of course, his mom comes in and comforts him. And then, sure enough, like every little kid's worst nightmare, the boogeyman turns out to be friggin' real. Now, like Slink mentioned, early aughts CGI was a thing of its own. It was
A
a
lot of
special
black
kind of
mist.
thing.
A lot of black mist in like 'cause with House on Haunted Hill.
Yeah.
The main ghost is black mist and stuff.
But
And I
I
was like,
think the fact that the
you know.
creatures were really dark themselves kind of
Yeah.
helped a little in terms of not being able to see them really well.
Mm-hmm.
Which probably helped the fact that it was early on CGI, is that you don't really get a good solid look at the creatures really at any point during the film, except when she gets grabbed at the end in the subway. And during that scene, they used puppets.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
the rest of the time, they're kind of obscured in shadows for the most part.
It was cool in the closet in the beginning.
Yeah.
The door's ajar and you can just see like what looks like the back of one of them, but you can't tell. It's too early to tell yet.
Yeah, it's too early to tell. And it's interesting because I suffer from night terrors. I don't have them very often. I from what I know, they're brought on by stress or craziness going on or whatever. They never happen when Slink's in the bedroom with me.
Yeah.
They always Thank you, honey.
Yeah.
They always happen when I'm in there by myself, and and it's the same fucking thing every single time. I had them at the beach house too, so this has followed me to different apartments. But it's usually like a shadowy figure, usually male, and they are standing on one side of the bed,
In between you and the door.
Right.
I noticed when you were telling
in
me.
between me and the door, and I usually sit up and gasp.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to say help or I'm trying to say something or whatever, and and sometimes I jolt myself out of it and sometimes I don't. So
Yeah,
it's
and
just
we are not
very
alone. Watch that Netflix documentary sometime
Yeah, it's really good.
about night terrors. There's literally thousands, tens of thousands of people who suffer from night terrors well into their adulthood. It's rare in adulthood, but not uncommon, or not unheard of. And
it's
yeah,
super relatable. Yeah, I mean, but
Yeah.
absolutely relatable in way that they portrayed them and how they looked and the way that you feel when you feel this this feeling of helplessness and this feeling of not being able to yell or scream or anything. It's just a very paralyzing fear, right?
right.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I completely relate. Yeah.
So the
I
kid is gone. The boogeyman gets the kid,
Oh
drags
yeah,
him
he
into
gets drug under
the
the
other
bed
world.
like a sack of potatoes, man. Like he's just bye. But it's funny because I used to read comics and scary stories to tell in the dark, like he does in the movie. I used to sit with the blanket over my head with a flashlight, and I'm a big fan of the part of it where you need to have the light shine to be safe. because like I thought that was brilliant in Darkness Falls, and I dug it in this movie too. Like, oh, you stay in the light and you're safe for the most part. I just like I
Yeah,
dig
there's
that
a couple of
concept.
video games with that motif. Is that
Alan Wake
it's
is a great one
yes,
that does
yes,
that.
that's the one
Stay
I
in the
was
light.
thinking of.
Yes, see? Ah. So yeah. So there's that idea. I love that idea in a horror movie. I think it's really good. So and they did it in this, yeah.
But the fact that they can fuck with the lights,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a pulse kind of deal happening. So yeah, when he's telling her, "Oh no, that's in the bow." So yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, it's good. It's
well,
good.
like you just mentioned, okay, so let's flash forward past the title sequence, which again I think was outstanding. Great opener for a horror movie. We go to the future where we meet our lead actress, Julia, uh, played by Laura Regan, and her boyfriend, Mark Blucas. I don't remember his character's name in the film, but he was on Buffy the Vampire Slayer or was it Angel? He was on one of those shows or both of them.
He looks like Baby Angel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was on Buffy. He was on
He
Buffy.
was on
Buffy.
Buffy.
He was
Okay.
on Buffy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And good looking guy, good actor. They have seems like a pretty solid early relationship. They haven't been dating long, but they're together. And she, in the middle of some intimacy, gets a call
Hey.
from a friend who she,
Yeah, and that's the thing is when the phone call first happened, it reminded me of Love Actually. Where I was just like, well, if it's her brother, like she's got to go.
yeah,
Like it doesn't really matter what time it is. And it's like it's her fucking childhood friend. Like okay. Like I get it, but yeah, Captain Cockblock,
Oh yeah.
like
Yeah.
100%.
Captain
But
Cook
she does. She's like, "Nope, I have to go."
drops
Everything
and
to
he's like,
go and be there for him and meet him in this diner.
Mhm.
leaving poor Mark Lucas with Mark Blue Balls. Yes.
Mark Blue Balls. Hey, oh, I see what you did there.
And then the guy she meets, that's the same guy from
It's
we-
scary movie.
Yeah,
We
Scary
figured this out. I was like, oh, I know that weird face
Yeah,
and that
I had recognized him from a couple of things.
accent.
Maybe Boston Public.
Yeah, Boston Publix is the other one
Yeah.
where I know him from too. But no, I heard like that little tiny bit of a New York accent that he
Uh-huh.
has, and I was just like, oh, that's totally the dude from Scary Movie.
Boy, he's in Boiler Room too.
Yes,
At
this is the favorite that's always on.
it's always on. It's on Tubi, man. Auto plays all the time. But it's he works in the casino with what is it, Ribisi, Giovanni Ribisi. So yeah. So yeah, I just hear him. I didn't take the money, Seth. I didn't take the money
Yeah.
in that New York accent. So
Lord.
Good actor, definitely a good actor
Yes,
from
oh.
that time period. I haven't seen him much lately, but
No.
very solid 2000s actor. And I thought he put on a stellar performance of somebody who's losing his shit.
I believe he's having issues at that table. So yeah, he sells it. So
And
100%.
we find out that he was the boy at the beginning of the film who gets
Yes.
abducted by the boogeyman. So he didn't get killed; he disappeared. I guess for a short period of time, and
which I
then
think is
reappeared.
worse.
And we find out also that she, around the same time, was also experiencing night terrors, but they don't go into it that much, just that she also had experienced something similar. Remember those night terrors from our childhood? So they have that in common. And yeah, like you mentioned, Slinky, he blows his friggin' brains out right there in the diner.
In the diner.
After revealing that he's been oppressed by some unknown uh, source, some unknown force, talking about they, and that's where we kind of get the title thrown in a little bit. They do this, they do that, the lights flicker and babies cry, and then all of a sudden we start seeing that kind of shit happen in the diner, and that's when he loses it. And yeah, very intense moment between the actors, and her expression after she gets the blood all over her face was priceless. I believed she was traumatized. So
Mhm.
Yeah, it's really it's interesting like when we'll touch on it when we get there, but like the juxtaposition between the physical issues that her boyfriend has to deal with in his job versus the mental issues that she's battling or
Right.
that she and her friends are battling, right? And then it's that idea of like, well, I have to deal with physical shit, you have to deal with mental shit. All your shit's in you. Like he even says it. He's like, it's all in your head. So, I
Which
have
is
real
just what
problems.
somebody who's going through other supernatural oppression wants to
Right.
hear, right? But
Well,
that's
plus
every
the
horror movie, right? The classic
yeah,
line.
it's
I know it sounds crazy, but you gotta believe me, right?
uh-huh. But then like to sit and think about that. Imagine experiencing something that you will sound completely out of your fucking gourd if you were to sit someone down and try to explain this thing that's happening to you. So that's got to be insanely frustrating from that character's point of view. So it's like I can't even imagine being like that to where it's like, well, if I tell you what's going on, you're gonna have me committed.
Well, and it
So
adds to
then
the
like
bleakness and the
that's
hopelessness
yeah.
of the
So he's
movie.
just
And
like,
that's one of the
what
reasons
do I
I love
do?
this film is just how dark and bleak and hopeless everything is. This chick can't
It's
get a
always
break.
raining. It's always
Yeah.
It's always
It's always raining.
like
It's a very sad,
hopeless.
hopeless type. It's a very hopeless situation, and they're very hopeless characters, even when she meets, you know, the other two,
Okay, so
at
yeah, let's move on to
yeah,
the funeral.
the funeral. Yes.
She goes to meet his friends and family at the wake, I guess, in the home, and which is a little goofy that she ends up in his bedroom or whatever, but okay, it's a
Yeah.
movie because movie. But she meets
Because it's in the
close,
script. It's in the
yes,
script.
of course. She meets some close friends of his who say that they were also experiencing night terrors and wanted to know if she had experienced any sorts of disturbances. So, it's building the plot, it's building the lore, the mythology, and we get to meet some other characters who hopefully will be able to help her on her journey through this nightmare. She goes into his room, finds the extra batteries for the flashlights.
Whole drawer
Um,
full.
A drawer full of
Drawer,
flashlights
right.
of batteries,
Which is
a drawer
great.
full of
Great,
batteries.
great little plot device there. Foreshadowing. But yeah, from there, she does start to experience
There's gurgling
disturbances,
sounds.
as they
There's
said.
Squelching.
squelching.
According to our closed captioning,
Yeah.
thank you, Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime, squelching and gurgling.
Like, whoa, that happened.
So up to this point, I think it's slowly building tension like a good slow burn. But then we've also got some direct action from the boogeyman right at the beginning. So it's pretty engaging, I thought. And then it kind of starts to slow down a little bit. Maybe a little too much. The pacing is one of the issues with this film.
It's a little, yeah. We actually we talked about this.
There's
Is that
a couple clunky-
there's a couple clunky. There's some clunkiness there. Yeah, absolutely.
Once she
And
meets the two characters at the funeral, and then I noticed once she meets that other little girl, that's when it's like it kind of starts crawling. But eagle-eyed viewers will recognize the girl that she meets at the funeral from The Count of Monte Cristo. She plays Mercedes in The Count of Monte Cristo.
and she also
And yeah, you
plays the how do we put this?
well, oh yeah.
She plays the, we're gonna say, transsexual character in Rockstar. She's the
Okay, so are we talking about Dagmara?
Dagmara.
or
Can't
whatever?
pronounce that
Yes,
last
right.
name. I'll tell you that.
Yes,
Not Ethan Embry, the female.
yes.
the
Who is,
diva.
I think, absolutely gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
She's very
She's
knockout.
Pretty
Man.
pretty.
She's a knockout.
And
But
a
when I
fine
saw
actress. I
her-
remember her from The Count of Monte Cristo.
But when I saw her, I went, and I was like, this girl in Rockstar who seduces Marky Mark and Jennifer Aniston.
She is
Yeah.
married to,
Patrick Wilson.
yes, I should have known you would know that. But I mean, how friggin' cool is that? She married the Conjuring guy. So
pretty cool. Pretty darn cool.
that's pretty cool. So yeah, so she goes through some oppression of her own, right? Slinky, you brought up the bathroom cabinet, the black butthole. This kind of otherworldly universe in which these dark creatures dwell. Can't really quite tell what they're up to,
And
but
the, like,
they're
the
in
weird
there. They're
noises
waiting
that are
to
coming
get
out
her.
of the hole behind the mirror. It's very unsettling, very unsettling.
The black goo, when it gets on her, like her hand does this weird contortion thing that like fucked me
Yeah.
up a little.
It's yeah,
Fingers
yeah,
get all like, yeah.
yeah, creep show 2-ish.
So very effective.
Oh, that was good, honey.
With the slime from
The slime in
raft,
Creep
yeah.
Show 2 in the raft. Yes, that's absolutely true.
Always love a good creep show reference. She is
That car
driving
is still
along one
running.
night
Yeah.
down a dark road, and all of a
Hit
sudden the car
something.
starts malfunctioning and she's stranded and trying to figure out what's going on. And there's something in the woods, like all the classic places where the boogeyman could possibly be, they exploit in this movie, so and then is rescued at the last second by a passing semi, but just very tense scenes. So yes, there's tension building all throughout. And then the friends, of course, go through their separate oppressions. Meanwhile, she's trying to get her master's degree. She's doing her thesis, and that doesn't go well because she hasn't been sleeping. And just so, like I said, she cannot catch a break, and her relationship is suffering. I love the stoner friends, though.
Oh my God, we wrote
You, like,
down.
got me, man. Like,
Yeah,
bro,
we literally wrote down like 2 useless roomies.
house roommates or something. Yeah, I was like, oh, your flop house
What
buddies.
got just useless,
Yeah.
like completely useless. Like, not only do you need to spot me for rent, but I also lost my job.
Fire.
Again, apparently, because he even makes reference, the boyfriend says, he's like, did you lose your job again? And he's like, yep. Yeah.
But I got this beer though. I got this beer. Like, I don't have no money, but I'm holding on to this beer like grim death.
They wanted to make these Cheech and Chong characters.
Yes.
It's
yes,
almost
very
a
funny.
necessary late 90s, early 2000s trope to have the couple of stoner buddies in the back.
It's just 2 stoner guys on a couch,
Vernon, there's
Yeah.
a group of stoners.
Stoners, yeah. So yeah, absolutely.
Which of course she's unhappy about, gives him crap about it. You've been partying with your friends while I'm going through hell. And he's like, listen, yeah, like you said, the hell you're going through is in your head. I just like extracted bodies from a crashed vehicle.
Car, yeah, from a vehicle. And you're just like, yeah. But it comes down to that idea of the what's worse for you, right? What's worse, mental torture or physical torture? Seeing somebody go through, being like viscerally moved by this thing that you have to do for work, right? Or being tortured by your own shit that you can't get out of. It's like being anyone who's ever dealt with depression or who has dealt with any of disorders or any of that like type of stuff knows that it is like being locked in a cage. But
for someone not going through that sort of thing, though,
yeah,
it's impossible for them to relate, to understand
Nope.
just how
Not at all.
terrifying mental illness or this sort of surreal experience that someone's going through really is for them. So he's not the guy to help her. So she goes to her
No, he's not the guy to help her. I think it's good that they put these other 2 characters in it. There's a lot of shades, even though it's funny that Wes Craven did not write this movie.
No, he had
Wes
nothing
Craven-
to do with this
Right.
movie.
It is a Wes Craven Presents, right?
Yes.
But like there's a lot of Nightmare on Elm Street nods, where it's like the group of friends who are having this, this group psychosis, right? There's
Yeah, and when I did my 20th anniversary retrospective of it, for Morbidly Beautiful, that was one of the things I mentioned was, yes, of course, Wes Craven absolutely had nothing to do with this movie. However, I am certain that he would not have allowed his name to appear on something that was complete garbage. And so I can see him at least looking at the synopsis and saying, yeah, okay, yes, Wes Craven presents They, the other Wes Craven movies, by the way, yeah, I'm trying to think if there were any of them that I enjoyed. There was one of them that was a Wishmaster film that I didn't necessarily hate. Those are fun. But most of the rest, Dracula 2000.
I've seen parts of it. It's another art one. Yeah, it's in the 2000s.
Yeah.
And then he did this.
So therefore, also too, we end up with her meeting with her childhood shrink, who shows her this old tape, or she gets a hold of this old tape of her when she was little. That creeped me the hell out. Like, you see this poor little kid in a sleep study, like just losing her shit. And then the
Mhm.
VCR like pauses on this horrified look on this little girl's face. But the
Yeah.
creepiest part is the other kid that's in the office when she's waiting to see him. And she's like, what are you doing here? And, they start talking to each other. And this little girl also knows about they. And
Mhm.
she asks the little girl, well, what do they want? And the little girl, without
Just
missing a beat, they want to eat me.
eat me.
And I just got the chills, It's like, yeah,
Yes.
that's ultimately what the boogeyman wants, is to friggin'
Mhm.
eat your ass. So
But the little girl in that scene is great, man, because like the way she kind of scoffs at this chick when she's asking her, she's like, because they want to eat me, dumbass. Like it's
yes.
really good. It's really good. That girl's
She's
creepy.
that little actress, I think, did the voice of Lilo in Lilo and Stitch.
Or Stitch. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Lilo
Great.
Stitch, yeah.
So yeah, and the kid from the beginning is in a bunch of other stuff too. I think
Yeah, the kid
also.
from the beginning was one of the stars of Weeds.
Yeah.
He's the
Okay.
son on Weeds, the
Yeah, so
youngest.
great child actors for this film.
And then early
Um,
aughts, little creepy kids. The early
Yes.
aughts horror scene is filled
Er-
with creepy kids.
Early aughts was children.
The little creepy kids,
Creepy children. Just yeah.
Yeah, well, the kid from The Ring, man, you weren't supposed to help her, oh my
We talk about
God.
that all the time. We're like, what do
Never
you mean you
forget that.
helped her? What's
You
wrong
didn't
with
you didn't help her, did you?
Right.
What?
The hell did you do that
Instant
for?
chills.
Damn it, Naomi Watts.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yet another reason this movie failed in the box office. I think they filmed it for 17 million. It made back 14 and a half or something.
Ooh.
It came out a month before The Ring, and The Ring just
Yeah.
kicked ass. I think it ended up making 300 some odd million.
We
And
should do
I'll never
that.
forget it, man. It was quite the
Yeah.
theatrical experience, but yeah, completely overshadowed all things horror for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So she goes to the shrink. That's no help. She, of course, her friends go through their own oppression. The scene with Dagmara, what's her nuts?
Oh, the pool scene was
the pool.
amazing.
Yes.
I don't know if there's some kind of weird fetish associated with it. I don't know. I adore pools in movies. Like Poltergeist 3, Trick or Treat, this movie.
Let the
It
Right
follows.
One In, has that great pool scene.
Yes, let the right one in.
Where the bloodbath's going
Yeah.
on outside of the pool. It's so good.
Absolutely. So I love swimming pools and films. So as soon as she was, doing a swim thing, I was like, oh, this is gonna be good.
The light in the pool go out. And it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh shit.
And that
Yes, she had a brief scene before that where she's in the apartment and she hears a noise in the ductwork or something. And I love
the
that
elevator?
scene because the creature
Yeah.
kind of starts sneaking up on her or whatever. And you don't get a real good look at it, but you know what it is, and you
Mhm.
kind of sense that she senses what it is. And of course, before she bites it, she tells Julia about these thingies that are in her skin, like these little marks or whatever that suddenly appeared. And the character at the beginning had her childhood friend had a mark on his hand. So it's like the things take you when you're little and they come back when you're an adult and you're marked. And that's when they come for you, is after you get marked. And so we see Ethan Embry also ends up with one of these little marks. And he, of course, goes through his own oppression. Elevator scene, which you have to love a good elevator scene in a horror movie.
So early odds.
Yep, they come for him through the undercarriage of the elevator and drag him off.
Elevator to the douchebag artist loft.
Yes.
Yeah,
Good.
he said it. The douchebag artist love it. I have
Micro loft.
I have such a that's funny. I have such a thing for Canadian everything,
Yeah.
right? So
Oh,
I love the shooting locations in this
Yeah,
movie.
it reminded me of The Fly, Seth
Yes.
Brundle's apartment
yes.
in the city, kind of large, but like really too big for what he needs. But
Tales from the Dark Side, the gargoyle story. Yeah.
yes,
All artists live in lofts, man. All guys that get chicks live in lofts. I'm just kidding.
it's a great trope because it's true.
So funny. That's so funny.
So yeah, poor Ethan Embry gets dragged off to his doom. And of course, Julia is wondering where her Mark is. And she has Mark Blucas check out her body, and there's nothing. So more gaslighting from the beyond. And turns out later that, oh, she does have one, but it's under her hair. So that was the
Ah, very Omen.
little surprise reveal there. Yes, yes. So as things start to wind down and things start to come to a close for poor Julia, she's reached the height of her oppression by them, or they. These creatures from beyond are coming to get her. She's running through the subway, which is another perfect location for any horror movie. You know, I instantly think of like American Werewolf in London.
Yep.
Or Flatliners.
Yes,
Very
yes.
maniac.
Or Ghost.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah, one of my favorite scary. Well, it's not supposed to be scary, but it is one of the
End's
scariest
terrifying.
movies for me personally.
Don't care. The end is
Because of the
terrifying.
train scene and because of those
Yes.
demon things that come and
Bruh.
drag off the bad guys.
The noise they make. No.
Oh,
No,
God.
no, no, no.
Oh, geez, yeah. Forget
no,
about
no,
it.
no, no. Nope.
But yes, everything.
That traumatized me when I saw
Oh
that.
man, yeah. I wrote an
Really
article about it. It's one of the 6 movies that scarred me for life.
Yeah, dude, the end of Ghost will fuck you up, bro. Like, yeah. So bad.
Well, yeah, so everything comes to a head, and she wakes up in the loony bin.
Hmm?
She has gone off the deep end. There's no creatures. It's all in her head. And then the psychiatrist comes by to see her, and she looks out the window. Now, depending on which ending you saw, depends on what happens next. Now, did you happen to see
I
the
think ours
alternate
was
ending?
no. Whatever the theatrical one was.
Yeah.
So
So
let
it's
me tell you
whatever one was on Amazon.
let me tell you what
so
the
it's probably
alternate ending
theatrical.
was, and it's on YouTube if anybody wants to check it out.
Okay.
Wes Craven, they alternate ending. But when she looks out the little loony bin window,
Mhm.
she sees that all of the characters from throughout the film are either orderlies or patients or doctors. And in fact, her boyfriend is the doctor.
Mhm.
Her
Very
actual
odd.
psychiatrist from earlier in the film is one of the patients. Ethan Embry is like batting at things that aren't there. So yeah,
That's amazing.
it was all
Pretty
in her
cool.
friggin' head.
See, that's a cool ending.
Yeah, I really enjoy
That's
the
crazy.
alternate ending.
See, Wes Craven.
Alternate
However,
endings?
the
Yeah.
theatrical ending also, I think, was great. It fucked me up because after everything she's been through, of course,
Mhm.
you're always siding with the protagonist. You're hoping for some sort of positive outcome. Maybe it
Mhm.
was all in
Mhm.
her head, but no.
Blow on these dice one more time.
No, she goes to the fucking
Yep.
closet or the mirror or whatever. I think it was a closet, yeah. And
Closet.
sure enough, there they are, and they get her. And it is a bleak as fucking downer of an ending, which that to me, that's
See,
my
I like
favorite
horror
horror
movies.
films
Yeah,
have
man.
terrible, dark, bleak endings.
Dark bleak ending.
Yes. And
Just
Black
right off the
Christmas.
top of
Just
my head, Nightmare on Elm Street, of course.
yes.
But then one of my favorites was the remake of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. You
Mhm.
know,
Oh, the one you're talking about, the Donald Sutherland
Donald
one, right?
Sutherland, yes,
That
and
is,
Veronica
I
Cartwright.
love that movie so much. That movie just creeps me out, just something fierce. I
We'll
love
have
it. I
to
love
do
the
that
look of
one
it.
sometime. Yeah,
Yes, we totally
yeah,
have to do it.
yeah. The scream at the end is so iconic. Yes, a lot of people. But yeah, the fucking things get her, and then to make it even worse, to kind of rub it in a little bit, she can see out of the dimension door, and the psychiatrist comes in to find her because now she's missing, which, he's what the fuck, she's just gone. And he opens the closet door, and all he sees is coat hangers, but then the audience and she sees him looking for her, and she's screaming, "I'm here, I'm here." Like, fuck me. Like, God, I got goosebumps and my heart broke a little bit. And then sure enough, he's done looking and he starts to shut the fucking door, and she looks behind her and you hear the things coming for her. And that's it, man. She is gone. They got her. And that's what the boogeyman does. He gets you and he eats you. So why is this my favorite horror movie? Because I believe in the boogeyman. You know, I always have. There's some sinister dark force that's out to get your ass. And in the end, there's not a fucking thing you can do about it. You know, that's the joy of horror for me. It's why I started the Scared Shitless podcast. I love being scared to death. And that movie fucking scared me, you know, on multiple levels. So
Absolutely agree.
I yeah, no, because it ends like a horror movie I feel should, where it's why it's a horror movie, man. It ends very bleak. I love bleak. Yeah, like, oh, I'm gonna take a shower. So yeah,
Like how session 9 ends.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just that
Nine.
that's just that uncomfortable feeling of like, oh shit, like that man.
it's a heavy film. Yeah. And
You know.
Session 9 is even heavier. It's like
Ooh,
so
bro.
much, I mean, oppression going on of these characters.
Hmm.
You know,
Excellent.
whether it comes from within or an exterior source, you know, and Session 9, I think, is probably our best episode. Well, actually, my favorite was the last one that we did, which was Twilight Zone the movie, and I lost it. I can't find it anywhere, but
Oh
yeah, I'm
boy.
so bummed out. But that was probably my favorite one that we did. But other than that, like as far as actual horror, it was Session 9. And I think it's got the most clicks out of all of them. So, um, guys, how would you rate this movie? Be honest, just because it's my favorite horror movie, don't hold back. Um, yeah, on a scale of 5 stars to 0 stars.
Um, I would say overall, I would give it 3. I say it gets a little clunky, so you have to power through, you know, to get to, like the ending and everything. Um, but yeah, I would say 3 for me.
I
But I
think
love the
that's
ending.
more than fair an assessment.
I would say 3. I would say I'm gonna give it 3 Wes Cravens. Because it's a terrifying fucking concept.
And it's never been done.
And no, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's in it that are from that time period, but I mean, let's be real, Hollywood's very incestuous. It is what it is. There's cycles of movies
Right.
that happen. So
Yep, it definitely has that 2000s aesthetic.
it's got
It's
the
got the
taste.
tropes.
It's yeah, like we went to the Applebee's and then we went and saw, you know what I mean? It has that just
Right.
early aughts flavor. Yeah, Chili's, let's go get them ribs. But like the end's awesome. The alternate end sounds crazy, so that makes it even cooler. But yeah, I like it's like, again, night terrors are scary. The idea that there's creatures in the dark that you can't see that are trying to murder you constantly is a terrifying idea. The idea that you can't tell anybody is a terrifying idea. So there's a lot of like really scary ideas and concepts in
Yeah.
it that make it unnerving and unsettling. And so yeah, three Wes Cravens, 3 strong Wes Cravens. So
And myself, of course, it being my favorite horror movie. I know that it's my favorite horror movie because of my personal stuff.
absolutely.
So to give it a fair score, I would agree with you guys. It's a 3-star movie.
Nice.
That said, if you have ever believed in the fucking boogeyman, this is the movie
Gets
for you.
ratcheted way up. Yeah, absolutely. man.
And I think it's
Absolutely.
the best. I will say honestly, it's the best boogeyman type movie that I think I've seen. I've seen
Yeah.
tons of other movies that feature quote unquote the boogeyman or something similar to the boogeyman. I might have to qualify that with Sinister because Sinister is pretty high up there for me as well, and it's got Bagul, which is sort of the boogeyman. But
I've never seen it.
It's pretty cool. It's
Yeah.
cool.
There's a lot of there's actually
Wait,
a lot of
what?
horror films that I've never
Wait,
seen.
what?
I know.
Oh,
I
hell
know.
no.
I'm
There's
getting there. I'm getting
So
there.
so that's another thing that Slink did that my podcasting partner Hillary really loves is that Slink introduced me to horror films that were made after 89. So
Yeah, so we're slowly going through them, and she's liking what I've showed her so far. So I don't really.
I mean, I think most horror fans, the vast majority of horror fans even would agree that the best horror comes from the 70s and 80s, probably a little more 80s than 70s, but still there's some damn good
Oh
classics
yeah.
in the 70s. Um, but yeah, there are some gems after that for sure.
Well, like I'm a
Um,
sucker for The Ring. I love The Ring. I
oh
love The
man,
Grudge.
yeah.
Like I don't care. I'll defend The Grudge, man. I dig that movie. Lot of Sam Raimi stuff. Like Drag Me to Hell is really good.
Oh, I
That's a
love Drag Me
ought.
to Hell. Yep.
You know, the goat, the best in the movie.
Yes, I got goosebumps during that scene.
Yeah, I really dig Drag Me to Hell. So like, yeah, there's a bunch of good art horror movies out there. You just gotta find them. Leslie Vernon's another one. Like
Oh, without a
amazing,
doubt.
amazing. So yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah. Three solid Wes Cravens. Absolutely.
All right, so it is now my pleasure to present the segment of the show for which the show is named the Scared Shit List.
You will be scared shitless.
This is the part during the show where we talk about anything that actually scared us during the film or had the potential to scare us had we been watching it by ourselves at night, you know, without anybody around and with the sound turned up. What was scary about this movie? And I'll go first. Just the little things bothered me. When the little girl says to eat me, that gave me the chills. I get the chills just thinking about it. The scene where the creature is in the ductwork,
Mhm.
and you can't quite make it out, and it knows that she knows that it's there. Like that sort of mental dynamic between creature and prey is just chilling on a deep psychological level for me. Similar to when she was on the side of the road and the thing's in the friggin' bushes and it's just sitting there. It's not making any
Yeah,
move,
see, I
but
was
she,
gonna mention the car scene.
yes.
Absolutely. Mm.
So yeah, I don't want to steal anybody's thunder. So those were the ones that come to mind just immediately. And of course, the ending.
Yeah, I would say the swimming pool scene really hit me just because I love swimming and I love swimming pools. So,
Yes.
it definitely resonated with me as someone who likes to swim is that there's this the thought of somebody, ruining that safety because I mean, swimming pool water in general is
Yeah,
supposed
it's
to be
therapeutic. It's
very
placid. It's supposed to
therapeutic,
be a safe, nice place to be.
very womb-like, if you
Uh-huh.
will. Yes. So
Comfort.
To have
to
that invaded by creatures from
yeah,
beyond.
yeah.
Yeah.
That fucked me up, man. Here you go.
There's a lot of stuff, man. In the beginning, the kid getting drug under the bed because you told me that was a fear of you. You didn't want to ever let your foot let your
Don't put your
yeah.
don't if you're under a blanket, you can't let your foot out because the demons will get you.
Right.
So the whole beginning of the movie was really cool. Like I remember as a kid when my closet door was ajar, I was like, no, I used to get up and shut it. So that's a thing. And then him getting drug under the bed, that's every kid's effing nightmare. So then with the car, the idea I've had this happen to me several times where your car just breaks the F down in the middle of nowhere and you have to pop the hood and get your head in there and do some work to it. And like Friday Five, that's terrifying
Yes,
to me.
that's what I was
In the
thinking of as
dark
you were
with your
saying.
head down like this, you have peripheral, but only so much, man. Plus you're concentrating on mechanical shit
Yep,
in the dark.
Ratatouille.
And yeah. No rat-a-tat-a-tat-a-tat-a-tooey. You know.
This cunt ain't gonna wait all night.
Yeah, it's gonna wait all night, man. Move your ass, man. So like leather daddies. That's so funny.
Leather Bo Peep.
Leather Bo Peeps.
Leather
yeah.
Bo Peeps.
That's so funny. So
All right,
that's to me,
so
that's scary and that's terrifying too. 'Cause somebody can
yes.
totally murder you in the dark working on a car. Yeah.
So I think we're all agreed. It's a terrifying film. Not a great movie, but a very good horror movie. And perhaps a great night terrors movie. Definitely a great boogeyman movie. So thank you guys so much for checking it out. And I definitely would recommend it to any horror fan, but especially if you like the sort of creatures from beyond coming for you type tropes.
Mhm.
Any final thoughts before we adjourn?
No.
Mhm.
Thank you for introducing me to this. Like I said, I have the night terrors. So it's interesting seeing a horror film that was actually like made around that idea, especially as an adult. So I really liked that a lot. And thank you for that. And thank you for introducing me to my future husband.
Thank you for taking such good care of him.
Yeah, no, for real. That's awesome. There's not enough of these movies in that category to me. There's not enough night terror movies.
Yeah.
And
So,
but no, thank you for thank you for having us do the show.
Thanks for getting the band back together.
yeah.